Let's get into some Supercoach, guys. Supercoach segment. We've got 4 games we're going to cover in our predictions later. So we've got lots of Supercoach players to pick from, even though we've only covered a couple of teams there, but that's all right. So let's go with Leo first. What's your Supercoach pick for this weekend?
I'm picking Maxi this weekend. Expensive, 261,000, but finals are still on the line for the Stars. They need a win against the Gades. Yep. So I'm expecting Maxi to step up like he did in the World Cup for the Aussies. He's averaged 87 this season, and against this Gades bowling lineup, like they haven't been great all year, all season, the Gades they're bowling, and it's at the point now where they can't make finals, so they might try a few different things, some younger players. We saw Kalapotha and Ferg O'Neill play last game, and although they bowled really well, to be fair to them, probably should have been playing earlier. Yeah. I think Maxi's going to see that and be like, I've hit harder bowlers for 6 and dominated harder bowling attacks, so I'm all over Maxi. Who are you leaning towards, stats guy?
Bit of one guy we haven't really talked about, not having the best season in his normal stats, but in Supercoach has been really good. Jack Edwards, 178,600. I think that's a bit of a steal. Bit underrated in Supercoach, I'd say, with a 5-round average of 58, which is really solid, and averages 69 this season at the SCG. Over 1 wicket a game. He's having just over 1 wicket a game and 20 runs. Just a really handy all-rounder. That's last season, I think he only bowled 1 or 2 overs, but he's bowling most games for the Sydney Sixers now, and he's been their main all-rounder. That sort of that Cam Green type player that people are talking him up. Obviously not to the level of Cam Green just yet, but he's sort of on the rise as that next Aussie all-rounder. We've got a lot of really good all-rounders, which is awesome to have for especially white ball cricket for Australia. I think Jack Edwards is slowly coming up to that next really good all-rounder. So he's got a really good average this season. Really cheap, so he's under that 200,000 compared to a lot of the players now. So don't mind that, and I think he can have a big match against the Sydney Thunder, especially over this weekend in that Sydney Smash, because the Sydney Thunder absolutely stinks. So get a lot of Sydney Sixers players into your side. All right, Marcus, we're going back to the well here a bit.
We're going back to the Melbourne Derby in this one, and I'm looking at Marcus Stoinis, my namesake. I just think he's 105,700. He found form a little bit with the bat recently. He's got an average of 84.8 from 9 games against the Renegades with a high score of 199, which is ridiculous. So I just think the Stars have more match winners in their team. They need a win. Stoinis is going to have to deliver.
Yeah. Well, I'll actually be interested to see Maxi and Stoinis going off, but I just got a feeling, as I'll get into my predictions later, that the Stars might crumble again, as they like to do towards the end of the season. All right, talking about that, we got through some Supercoach. Let's get into some predictions. We've got 4 matches, so we got the Sydney Smash tonight, 2 matches tomorrow, and then a 1 on Sunday. So we'll cover all them so that we can roll into our Monday show with all these predictions. So let's start with Sixers versus Thunder. The Sydney Smash, which is tonight. Thunder have been really bad, so I'm just going to start off and say I've got to tip the Sixers. Sixers, I think, are a much better side. They've won the last 4 Sydney derbies, and I think this is one of the easiest picks of the weekend. Who are you going, Leo?
Yeah, Sixers, I agree. Easy pick of the weekend. Thunder have not impressed at all, have they? Sixers have a lot more depth, so I think this will be an easy win.
Yep, Marcus.
Sixers. It would just be good to see some test stars back out on the pitch as well, just in time for the Sydney Smash.
Yeah, actually, I forgot about that. You got Davey Warner, Steve Smith. I wouldn't be surprised if Steve Smith just slaps another 100 every time last season he came back into the Big Bash, slapped 100. And he has actually, talking about derby moments, he did slap 125 in the Sydney Smash last year. So hopefully he can do something like that again. That would be pretty cool. Scorchers versus Heat. This is definitely the game of the weekend. It doesn't mean as much because the Heat can't move off the top of the table, but they'll want to take some momentum and confidence heading into the finals. I'm going to go the Heat. I've kept the Heat, I think, almost every game this season. I'm on the bandwagon. I can see that a few other guys on this podcast might be turning that around as well. The Heat, they bowled so well. Got 9 wickets against the Scorchers. Leo mentioned on the podcast, I think yesterday, that he's never seen the Scorchers bowlers get hit for so much as well. Like the likes of Richardson and Beredoff getting hit out of the park is so rare. I think they're just an all-round great team, the Heat. So I got to back them. I think they're going to stay undefeated the whole way through now. And Leo, who are you going?
Yeah, like you, stats guy, I've been tipping the Heat all year, so I'm going to keep going with the Heat. It's about time I tipped them, to be honest. I think I only tipped them one other week this year or this season. But it's going to be close because I think the Heat may rest some players just to save for finals, and if so, Scorchers may pound. So, yeah, it says I'm tipping the Heat, but this is a pretty line ball.
Yeah. Agreed.
Well, I'm going against you boys. I'm going the Scorchers. I think just purely because it is at the Scorchers' home ground. I think they just probably got a little bit too much in that regard. But if anyone's going to beat the Heat, it would be the Scorchers. And what a great lineup this is for both teams. Like with the ball on a pacey Optus Stadium deck, you got Richardson, Morris, Ty, Berendorf versus Bartlett, who was a leading wicket taker, Michael Neser. You've got Spencer Johnson in there as well. So
Tall Paul.
It's going to be Tall Paul as well. You got some great players in there. So, but I'm leaning towards the Scorchers are going against you boys.
No, I don't mind that. I do agree with what Leah's saying, and I don't think the Scorchers have lost there for 2.5 seasons now. So if the Heat do win this would be a bit unprecedented, and we'll see. We'll see if they can. I think whoever wins, it doesn't really affect the ladder, but I reckon they'll put out a full-strength team just to get some momentum and into the finals. All right, the big derby here in Melbourne, the Renegades versus Stars at Marvel Stadium. I'm going to go Renegades. I think first time I've tipped them all season. I just think the Stars are famous for crumbling in Melbourne derbies. That's the only reason. I'm not going off stats. I'm not going off players lists. I'm going off Stars.
Where's your Renegades member scarf? It's not even on, and you're tipping them. I
left it in the office. I think it's in one of my bags over there in the office. That's okay. But I'm going to tip them. I'll get my Renegade scarf out on the weekend. I don't trust the Stars. I just feel like they're going to crumble, and I don't think they're going as well as people think they are. So I'm going to go to the Renegades. Who are you going, Leo?
You're wrong, stats guy. Renegades aren't winning. Renegades will not win another game this season. Oh, they could beat the Thunder, actually, but they won't beat the Stars. Stars, they just have too much. I know they do crumble under pressure, but they normally crumble under finals pressure. So they're not at finals yet, so I reckon they'll win this one.
Just here, I'm going to go to the Stars here. They've got a 16-9 record against the Renegades, so they're on top in that regard. But they have crumbled a few times, obviously, in previous seasons. But the Strikers have really put the pressure on them, haven't they? For that final spot, you're looking at their net run rates, one of the worst in the competition, the Melbourne Stars. So they're going to have to win both games to finish the season. I think they've got obviously the Renegades, and then they've got the Hurricanes at home, I believe. So they're going to have to win both of those, and they just have more match winners and quality all-rounders. I'm looking at, obviously, Stoinis, Maxwell, Dan Lawrence, Bo Webster. So I think they can get the job done.
No, you make all your good points. So I don't know why I'm tipping the Renegades. It sits in my head a bit. I got to tip them once this year. I got my mate who comments on Twitter every time I tip against the Renegades, so he'll be happy that I've tipped the Renegades this week. He calls me out and says you're not a real fan. I'm not a real fan of the Renegades. I know that. As Leo has mentioned himself, I think prime Renegades 2019 when they won the title. Let's finish off with the Sunday game, Thunder versus Strikers. I think this is going to be pretty one-sided with the form that the Strikers are in, so I'm going to tip them. We've got the two top run scorers. Matt Short again. I don't think you can't get him out for less than 30-40. I don't think it's possible at the moment. He's been in unbelievable form. So just on that alone, I reckon he could make 100 in this game. There we go. I reckon he's going to make a ton and going to absolutely smash the Thunder. Who are you going, Leo?
Yeah, Strikers again. It's just the Thunder not in great form, is it? And they've got, 2 games in 3 days. So, yeah, I think Strikers will have enough for them here. And I think solidify finals with that win.
Yeah, they're pretty much
cool. Cool.
Yeah, if they win that, they're in the finals, I think. Yeah.
Unless Stars win both their games, then they won't make finals.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's top 5, isn't it?
No, they've changed the season.
It's changed.
Okay.
No, it has. I knew that. Yes.
Because there's only 4 finals matches instead of 5 this season. So
which is much better, I think, because if you've got a competition of 8, you shouldn't have 5. I remember we discussed this actually at the start of the season. Yeah. So Stars have to win those 2. Yeah, you're right. Who are you going, Marcus, for this Strikers Thunder game?
I'm going to keep it short and simple to finish off the podcast, and I'm going to go the Strikers. I just believe they should get the job done, and they're in great form, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been absolutely awesome. I think they've finally living up to their potential a bit with that really strong list. Definitely missing Rashid Khan, but they're looking all right, especially with the bat.